What is going on, all you beautiful and sexy people? This is Manufactured Opinion here, bringing you some more delicious Nioh gameplay. And today I'm bringing you a quick video on how to farm smithing techs faster. And if you don't know what smithing techs are, essentially they're items that you can pick up from certain enemies and bosses in the game that allow you to forge their equipment, their armor, and their weapons. Now, you may be saying, well, I'll just farm revenants until I get the armor that I want, because that's a pretty easy process. The only reason why I personally like picking up the smithing techs is because the level requirements are lower when you forge them, when you forge the armor. So it's easier to min-max sets and get, you know, certain set piece bonuses from one set and another set without having to worry too much about your stats. So if you're a full-on ninja build, for example, ninjutsu build, and you want to wear some of the heavier armor, if you farm revenants for that, you may not have the body or the stamina required to wear said armor. But if you forge it, it essentially halves it. So for example, if you pick something up off a revenant that has like a body requirement of 14 and a strength requirement of 15, both of those will be around 7 if you forge it. So it's a huge plus on forging from the smithing techs. Now, the first portion of this video is going to be me just showing you everything that I do to make it a little bit easier for the techs to drop, because they are very rare drops, and you could go absolutely mad pulling your hair out trying to get them to drop off these enemies. So, first and foremost, before you really start farming anything, I recommend that you have finished Spider Nest Castle, because it gets you... Let us go to the shrine. It gets you a cool little Spider Guardian Spirit that gives you plus 50 luck. And luck is a huge factor in determining rare items dropping. And the second thing I would do, if you're willing to do it, I'm not willing to do it at the moment. I actually switched clans. I was initially in the Luck clan, but I moved out to a different one. After it hits Tuesday, I'll probably go back just so I can get the plus luck. And I went into the wrong thing. Sorry about that. Now, there is a clan that gives you plus 40 luck right here. And it's one of the more popular clans. It's usually second or third in the clan battle list. This is huge, especially if you don't have any luck gear, luck items, or equipment. This plus 40 luck will give you, on top of the Guardian Spirit, will give you a lot better chances for those texts to drop. And then the last thing that I recommend is that depending on what enemy you're fighting, you're going to want a higher human drop rate or a higher yōkai drop rate. Obviously, there's a bunch of different equipment that you can wear, so that factors in. So make sure you save, even if it's low-level equipment, make sure that you save all your luck equipment and anything that has a high human or yōkai drop rate if you plan on farming in the future. And then the last thing that I like using is and I'm going to show you exactly how I use it a little bit later on in this video here. I like using the Luckbringer Talisman. I pop that before the fight, or maybe in the middle of the fight, because sometimes I don't have confidence that I'm able to beat the enemy that I'm fighting within the time that the Luckbringer Talisman is up, when the cooldown is over. So it depends on what enemy I'm fighting, what boss I'm fighting. I may pop this at the beginning of the fight, middle of the fight, all depends. And then all these plus luck stats here. And this is all in the magic tree. I believe you need to complete the adept training and then the veteran training, or adept for the first couple and then veteran for the last. Definitely worth it, especially. And then I guess the last thing is I wouldn't focus so much on raising just luck in the prestige summary. There is a lot of other really good stats in this, but whenever it pops up, I recommend that you grab it. because it will help you on later on in the game. Assuming you want to farm the smithing text. Like I said, it's really easy to even, say you're farming the Warrior of the West, for example, for the smithing text and all of his armor drops. Well, I mean, if it's all the if you meet all the stat requirements and you don't feel like banging your head against the wall for the smithing text, then you can just go forward with that armor. Later on in the game, you're gonna have to switch it out for something else and not be able to forge it anymore. But it does take less time to get the pieces you want from revenants or the actual bosses. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what I do when I'm preparing to go out farming. I'd show you, I mean, the equipment with luck is self-explanatory. I'd have just a different set of armor set aside with luck and a combination of yōkai and human item drop rates, just so you're set when you decide to go out farming. But that's essentially what I do. I put all that into place when I'm ready to go farming. I mean, when you have the little spider guardian spirit, it's a little bit more difficult to take down bosses fast. If you're not a high enough level, it takes a little bit more time, but not that much more time once you really know how to fight the boss. But I'm just gonna show you a few clips here of me farming. I think that in about 4 hours, I get the Warrior of the West, some of the Warrior of the East, all the Red Demon. What else did I get? Most of the Iga, the ninja set. I got the Onryoki schematic, but that was just I wasn't planning on farming that, so maybe that's not 100% accurate. There was one more in there, but I'll show you in the video coming up in a second. So I thought I'd just quickly show you the process, I guess, I go through when I'm fighting a boss or another enemy to farm a smithing text. There's plenty of videos out there that show you where they are, but I feel like not too many mention what you can do to make them drop faster, and I hope the beginning of the video helped you guys with that. But there's essentially pretty much the same process. Depending on what type of boss it is, I may not use a spear, I may use a sword, I may use magic and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the thought process is the same. If you're confident enough that you can beat the boss and, the 30 seconds that the Luckbringer Talisman stays up, then pop that at the beginning of the fight. If you're not so confident in your skills, or if you suck at the game like me, then maybe pop it, when the boss is, 30, has 30% health or something like that. And that will drastically increase your chances of at least a rare item dropping. And the reason why you want your luck stat to be so high is because it is classified, the smithing texts are classified as a rare item. I did some testing with the Kodomas to see if maybe they would factor it in as a material if you have all the Kodomas, and there's that 25% material drop Kodoma that blessing that you can get. I did some testing with that and it didn't seem to go any faster, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, these smithing texts are very rare, and without all of these luck boosting processes and stuff like that, it would take you ages to farm some of these unless you're super out of your butt lucky, and in my case I'm not. So, and I was actually able to get both of the Red Demon armor and weapon in the same fight, and so maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe I do have some luck, but the only other thing that I'll mention is that some of the armor and weapon smithing texts drop off the enemies that you fight in the dojo missions, and unfortunately, you're not only allowed to bring a guardian spirit, you're also pigeonholed into bringing the certain ninjutsu or magic into that mission. So no luckbringer talismans in those, unfortunately. So you have to pray at the altar of RN Jesus. That's when joining that clan comes into play in a very big way, because an extra 40 luck points when you're going to lose out of it because you can't have your guardian spirit and you can't have your luckbringer talisman, those 40 points from the clan are huge. So I highly recommend jumping over that as soon as you can, or as soon as you're in farming mode, because I'm a huge smithing text advocate. and being able to forge them and mix and match armor pieces and weapons rather than farming revenants is a huge convenience for me. Even though you could end up picking some good stuff off the revenants, but it's the way I like doing it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you don't like farming smithing techs, you think revenants are easier, I hope I at least provided you the other side or the other viewpoint on it. But most importantly, I hope it helped those who are trying to farm smithing texts and are looking for a way to kind of increase their chances for them to drop. But most importantly, I hope you guys are enjoying Nioh and enjoying life. And I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy out there, everybody.